heights are very divergent.
All right.
You want me to send a box?
2,
Sit at a milk crate.
1. Here goes. Hello, and welcome to another episode of Questlog. It's a weekly show about video games, old and new. My name is Tyler Everett. This is episode number 40, and I'm joined by great people again. I got Brian Maxwell. How's it going, Brian?
Not bad, not bad.
Looking dapper as always, and joined by the lovely Kat Maxwell. Hello.
Hello.
And Luke Phillips got all cleaned up and looking pretty for the show here.
Spiffy for the podcast.
Oh, we
Just for
appreciate
you guys.
that dedication.
Gotta look good for internet-based podcasts.
That's true. That is true. I mean, your look has got to match your voice. You sound great. You gotta look great.
Sound great, look great.
That's the words I live by. Brian, I saw you had a bowl of something that looked real good a second ago. Speaking of looking great.
Yeah, it's been a rough day, so
yeah.
hitting the ice cream, you know.
What you got?
What is it? Grand Hotel Summer Celebration.
It's that
Hudsonville.
That Hudsonville dough.
Yeah. It's blueberry sherbet, raspberry sherbet, and vanilla all just all
Shut your
smashed
face.
together.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, like the vanilla does something amazing with the other flavors. It's top 5 ice cream.
Top 5 ice
Great.
cream.
Well, I guess I know what I'm buying tomorrow.
Now, where can you procure such a treat?
I gotta add the Meyer.
The Meyer.
the Meyers.
Comes in a
There it
red
is.
box.
Yep.
Sponsor us, Hudsonville.
It's up
There it
there
is.
with
That's
cookies and
for
cream.
free. We just tossed that one out there for you. It's up there with what? Cookies and cream,
Cookies and cream, moose tracks,
Moose Tracks,
maybe a little
Rocky-
fried ice cream.
Rocky Road.
Oh.
Here, let me throw one out there for you guys. How you guys feel about candy cane ice cream? Little peppermint, little nothing.
Never had
I
it.
think we can be friends. That sounds really
Peaches
bad.
and- peaches and cream.
Nope.
Oh fuck! All right,
I'd be
I'm
down.
on the-
I'd be down for that, Tyler.
All right, cool,
I got
we'll
your
go-
back on the peaches and cream.
Appreciate that.
Anything peach flavored is
appreciate-
gross.
It's got little chunks of peaches in it. They're all frozen. It's
Nope.
really good. Ugh.
No.
And cream.
Extra fail.
Presidents of the United States of America did a song about that.
Millions of peaches.
Yeah, they
Peaches
come in
for
a can.
free.
It's
They
true.
were put there by me.
Music video is awesome too. They're defending a peach orchard. Is that what they're called? Peach farm? I don't know. There was ninjas.
Grove Orchard.
Yeah. Email us, mail@questlogcast.com. Let us know where peaches grow. All I know is that they were put there. They come in a can and they were put there by a man in a factory downtown. That's all I know. Anyway, why don't we start the show? Let's talk about what we've been playing, huh? Here comes the music. All right. So it's been a week. It's been a week in gaming. I think when I left you all last, I said, yeah, I think I'm gonna at some point this week pick up that Diablo 3 DLC and jump back into that. And so I did that immediately after the show, and we stayed up super late. And yeah, so I have that now, and we played a lot of Diablo this week.
Been a lot of Diablo.
All 4 of us.
Yeah.
Did we all 4 of us play together at any point?
No.
I don't think
Not
we
even
did.
for like a 5-minute.
No, we had Vito as our 4.
There you go.
Cream played for like a minute and a half.
He gave
Had
it a
to go.
Right. Yeah. I think we determined that it's just not his thing, and that's okay. It's
Yeah,
okay to
it's
be wrong.
funny. Just like as soon as he got in, he's just like, all right, I'm gonna give this an hour. Just like, dude, it's okay.
You need to give it way more than that if you want to get anything out of it, but that's okay.
I don't understand why he tries to make this game work for him when it's not for him at all.
We're all excited about it, and he wants to be part of the
Yeah,
thing. But he's not one of us. He's not one of the group.
Oh
It's like you and Zelda.
Yeah,
He's not a
me
cool
and Zelda.
He doesn't
Yeah,
belong
right.
here.
Yeah, we've
That's
all got
so
our
funny.
Zelda.
Hmm.
That's true. This one just happens to be. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna get some gameplay up. This is Luke tearing apart a rift like it was just no big deal. I'm sure.
I
Being
can
a-
finally do that now.
Yeah,
yeah,
it's so
you just
funny
got
how
your
our
set, your seasonal set.
yeah, it's so funny how like our different gaming styles have come out in Diablo, like how they manifest. Like
Luke's a power gamer, so yeah, this is.
I was
I'm not saying that as it's not derogatory, but am I
Yeah.
wrong?
You're not wrong.
You're not surprising anybody that you were the first to complete your set and be running like. I think I saw you in a 57,
50?
rank 57
Holy
rift earlier
crap,
tonight.
Luke?
Yeah,
Yeah.
57 or 59 is my highest, somewhere, something like that.
Yeah,
That is badass.
This is like a 53, I think.
I was happy to frickin' finish a 20.
yep.
This
So-
is getting to the point where I have to be very careful because I can be one-shotted by a lot of things.
You got luckier than average with some of your drops, some of your Kadala visits, and all this different stuff.
My Kanai's cube was very favorable. I went 3 for 3, which is
Hunting
unfreaking
for
believable.
specific items.
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Like,
Be like,
so
oh,
we
I need to get this weapon. Throw it in the
Mhm.
cube, upgrade it. There it is.
yeah, you were like, oh, sweet, I got my scythe, like the first one that I upgraded, I got
Yeah.
my scythe. And then like 10 minutes later, you're like, oh, I threw my shield in there and I got my set shield too. And I was just like, God damn it, like I just that
And
never
then,
happens
like-
for me.
And like 20 minutes
Yeah.
later, I threw in a two-handed scythe and got the one I needed so I could extract the power.
Yeah.
And then later on from Kadala, I got the ring I wanted.
What I'm
like
basically
you,
saying
Luke.
is fuck you, Luke.
Yeah,
that's
that's
what I'm
fine.
trying to say.
Didn't
you
I
just
al- oh, yes.
completed your set and haven't gotten to really play with it yet.
Well,
have you?
and I got that stupid achievement. Oh, 50th time's the charm. 50th time.
For
Is a charm.
going to the enchanter and like trying to get different traits on
50
your, on your
times it
weapons.
took me to get the achievement.
Oh, you needed the socket,
50.
right? That was the thing that you needed, the socketed weapon. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of shitty because that's a crappy thing to spend a socket on. Like if I remember, it's better to get an extra stat and then use one of the Rama Lama Ding Dong items on it to make it a I can't remember what they're called, Ramadelon's gift or something. To add a socket to it. So
But you can just re-roll a ring
what's that? What do you mean?
to put a socket in a ring or an amulet. Because
I-
gifts
this-
only work on weapons.
Right, but this I think it's part of the season journey thing. You have to roll
You have
a
to re-roll
socket
something
into
to a
a
socket.
weapon. I think in order
Oh,
to
it's
complete it.
specified weapon?
Yeah,
Yeah.
So-
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's garbage.
That
yeah.
was fun.
But yeah, it's funny. So like Luke, you got super beefed up right away, and you're running super high rifts, and we'll probably be pushing 70 by next week. And I completed
character is
this is his necromancer.
Luke's necromancer.
Okay.
So I completed my necromancer season journey. I think it's 4 chapters, and you get your full set. And as soon as I did that, I was like, okay, sweet. And then I went and rolled a crusader. So like that night, I think I joined a power leveling group and got power leveled to 70 in about 12 minutes, and started working on a crusader, a fresh 70 crusader. So that's what I've been putting time into. I haven't messed with the necromancer a ton, although I really like the class. It does feel powerful, especially
Yeah.
the build that you're seeing Luke do here. Like this is what I'm building up towards. You're just summoning. You've got your skeletons doing a bunch of damage, but then you're also summoning these skeletal mages that just nuke the shit out of everything. And
Wow.
it's pretty cool. Your bone spikes kind of like root people in place, and then these guys just light up everything. It's real neat.
The mages are so freaking strong.
Yeah.
And each mage increases your pet damage by like 650%. And you can have up to 10 skeleton mages.
That's real cool.
It's ludicrous.
A ludicrous display. Brian, what were you playing in the season? You got a barbarian, I think, right?
Yeah, you guys both made necromancers. So I figured, don't need a third one. I'll make a barbarian.
We just need a party of all necromancers. It'll be fun.
See if we can break the
Yeah,
server.
it'll be like
It is fun.
it'll be
I've
like
been
late
in one.
'90s, on Battle.net with Diablo 2, where everything's a slideshow because you've got 40 summons on the screen.
Uh-huh.
My dial-up couldn't keep up. My net zero was begging.
Shout out Net Zero, sponsor us.
Well, I'm back.
Brian, how are
back
you
from
like
the
the
dead.
barbarian?
Barbarian's fun. I got my seasonal set done, and she feels real strong. So as
You went
long as I
all
don't stop
whirly-bird.
whirlwinding, I'm fine.
Yeah, true story.
Or I'm dead. I'm whirlwinding or I'm dead.
Yep.
Those
Did
are my
you
two
get
states.
your two swords?
No, I've got the Immortal King's sword, but yeah, grinding for a specific item, that's super not fun for me.
Yeah, he doesn't like grinding for stuff.
Well, you can just play a game with Kring then.
Wow. Don't banish me with Kring.
Yeah, that's pretty rough. What about you, Kat? You got
I had
a monk. A monk, right?
Monk.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So how are you
and I
liking
was
the
behind
season?
everyone.
That's all right. My Crusaders, I think roughly where your monk is now. I think I pulled off a Torment 3 Rift, but I couldn't quite do I think I tried a Greater Rift 20 and I couldn't complete it. So I'm like right
Yeah.
behind you with my Crusader now.
Yeah, she finished hers. It was within like seconds of it.
Like
Yeah,
30
finishing,
seconds, and I
yeah.
would have lost the rift.
But you know what? I just realized I keep forgetting that when I'm solo, I can have one of the
Your follower.
followers.
Yeah.
I never remember that.
Get your follower, deck them out, and take them with you.
Yeah, I need damage, so yep.
Get yourself a sorceress.
Get in the enchanter. Yeah, enchantress or whatever she is.
She can throw a timely charm that makes the difference in some of those elite fights.
Mm-hmm.
I always forget that.
Anyone that has played the monks before, it went with Dashing Strike, and I wasn't very excited about Dashing Strike, but now I really like it.
It's funny too because once you get usually the weapon, like if there's if you look up a build online and they suggest a specific weapon or a specific weapon and then like certain items to be in your cube, like once you get those things that complete that, it changes a lot. Like
Yeah.
my
I'll have
Crusader,
to look it up.
I'm doing a Shield Bash Crusader build, and one of the weapon that I have makes it so that my Shield Glare ability hits everything that's within its range with the damage of the last 5 Shield Bashes that I did. So my
wow.
whole set is going to increase my Shield Bash damage, and then I'll be able to just like throw that out as burst damage when normally all that does is blind people.
Just laser beam.
So yeah, and there's another thing that makes it so that it does it to all the enemies in the area, not just a cone. So once I get that, it's gonna be insane. But Kadala has not been kind to me and just keeps giving me friggin' yellows and
Me
parts of
too.
the thorn set that I don't want. And
Is she sweet on you, Luke?
yeah,
Yep.
we need to
We
get
have a
Luke
thing going on.
in the game so that she can be swooned
Bat your
by
pretty
him.
eyes.
Yeah, Luke
Do
can
it.
go over there and stand next to her,
Get
and
it
then I'll
stuffed.
be like pumping blood shards into her. She'll think it's Luke and give me the good stuff.
Yes.
I think that's how that works.
Out of
Pumping blood
context,
shards
that
into
would sound
Kandala
really
is-
weird.
yeah,
Let's move on.
show title.
Luke's our only hope.
Anyway, yeah, that's D3. I'm way into it, so I'm gonna be playing more of that and updates to follow.
Pretty sure I have 20 hours on this character already.
I don't doubt it. How are you guys feeling on it? You think you'll keep it going, or are you nearing your doneness with it? I know Maxwell's flirting with it ending being fun.
He doesn't
Yeah,
like grinding
well,
in the end.
Once it gets to the point where I have to find specific things to get stronger,
Right.
I don't know. I'm just not. I don't enjoy that. Trying to get the materials to gamble for getting it or just hope that it drops.
It is hard. You don't have much control over it, but I don't know. Running the rifts and seeing the different things is entertaining enough for me that I don't I don't mind, and the feeling of getting the thing that you're after and watching how it changes your gameplay is enough of it's enough of a carrot on my stick. Anyway,
Well, you're
that's
just full of them tonight.
I'm feeling pretty good so far. I'm not going to put as much time into it as I did this week, but I'm pretty close to finishing another set. So I might try out a completely different build.
The Inarius set, is that the one?
Yeah. It's going to be more of a bone armor build, no pets.
Yeah,
That's
there's one
cool.
I need to get for the exploding palm. Ugh, it's gonna be awesome.
I've played that monk before, that playstyle, and that's really fun.
I always forget that the season rewards that you get for completing those objectives only apply to the first character that you make, or they only apply to one character, basically. You could split the rewards up across a couple of them if you wanted to, but... So yeah, it does, that part of it, like, needing an exact set of gear is a little bit frustrating. That's the one thing that keeps me from doing a whole lot right now in my Crusaders, that if I have a rough night where I don't get any of the drops that I need, it does feel like I just spent a bunch of time doing nothing, so... We'll see. Vito's getting into it though, like we've been playing low-level characters with Vito, and that's actually been kind of fun, because I'm ridiculously overpowered for a level 30 character. I have a Hellfire Amulet and a Hellfire Ring, and, you know, like a socketed legendary weapon, and just all this
Mowing
crazy
through
stuff. Yeah, so...
It's weird bringing new people into this now, because like that early game and story mode, I don't ever need to see any of that again. I've played through the story so many times. I'm just so done with it. So it's hard to be like, it's great fun, come in and play. Oh, we're doing that tonight? Okay.
Yeah, Vito said he felt bad because, like, we've been playing our, you know, seasonal level 70 guys trying to get him up, and he's like... He's like, hey guys, come do the story mode with me so that I can join the fun and play your low-level dinky dudes. It was frustrating though, because we got to Act 2, and I fucking hate Act 2. Like, that's the sand desert place with
desert
the mosquitoes.
Oh
and
yeah.
With the mosquitoes that
fucking
poop little
snake
mosquitoes
people.
at you.
Yes.
Act 4 is where it's at. That's
Yeah,
my
Act 4 is.
Act 4 and
favorite.
5 are both fantastic.
Yeah,
Even
those are
3 I
good.
really liked, but 2 is abysmal. And there's so many, like, we're picking up after I don't know how many years since I've been in that stuff, and neither of us know where to go, so we're just like wandering in the wrong direction for 20 minutes and then going, oh shit, where is this outpost? And
That's right.
yeah, it was
You're going in
just,
the wrong hole.
yeah, yeah, Sriracha Caverns or whatever it was. Sirocco Caverns, and that wasn't where we needed to be, so yeah, it's tough. And then, you know, just as we find the outpost that we needed, Vito's like, okay, cool, well, I gotta go to bed. See ya.
Yep, me and Tyler kind of sat there for a minute and were like, are we done? Yep.
Yeah, we're done with that. Let's go play Heroes. So yeah, but cool. Yeah, if anyone wants to get into Diablo 3, hit us up. We're in it. We're playing stuff.
I believe it's free on Xbox One for the rest of this weekend, I want to say.
Oh, just like you come check it out and see
Yeah.
if you like it. That is something I'm kind of surprised by, that the base game hasn't just become free. You know, they still make you buy the base game and the expansion. But
They don't really
think-
have a lot
I
of
think-
paid content for this, though. Like, this is the first DLC they've had.
right, it just seems like if it's gonna be 30 or 20 for the base game, 20 for the expansion, 15 for the Necro, we're almost up into like the price of a regular game now again. I don't know. With the way like World of Warcraft works now, where you just kind of buy the newest expansion and you get the rest for free, I think that model could probably help them here. But
That's got a monthly sub, though.
Yeah, that's
That
a little
is
bit
true.
different.
that is true.
Do you guys think there's going to be more DLC for this game?
I
Yes.
absolutely think they will do more DLC. I don't think.
I want to see the Druid from Diablo 2.
Uh-huh.
Ooh,
That's such
Yeah.
that was such a varied class even then.
Give me an assassin.
I think it could easily do both.
yeah. I mean,
Like,
I
hell
wouldn't
of a-
mind seeing new stuff too. Like if they can keep coming up with different classes, and you know, obviously
done
they've
a-
got stuff to pull from, but
they've done a lot with this game for only having one expansion pack previous to this.
Yeah,
Mhm.
we were
They're
talking about
still
just,
pouring a lot of time and money into this game, and if they want to kind of transition to these, every 6 months or whatever, here's a $15 DLC, new character, and new stuff to do.
What
Cool.
about cross classes? Like if they ever did something like that.
I honestly, I like for the longest
I'm open
time,
to whatever.
for the last few years, we've been saying like every time there's a BlizzCon, we're like, okay, well this year they've got to announce Diablo 4, right? Like they have to, and then they
New
don't,
expansion.
and
Yeah.
then they don't even announce anything, and it's like, what the fuck is going on? Finally, they announced this Necromancer DLC, and it just feels like, I don't know, the base game is so different from what launch was already that I don't necessarily think we need D4 anymore. I think they could just keep adding to this and
Oh, absolutely.
bringing new classes in. I don't know.
We need it eventually.
Yeah, well, yeah, I agree.
Naturally, with
but-
the new engine and everything, but
Sure.
the same core gameplay.
Yeah.
You know.
I'm glad they're not just putting this off and not doing anything with the IP anymore.
The game
Now,
is still
if
good.
they
to
had
look
a
at,
World
too.
of Warcraft in the Diablo universe,
Yeah, I could get
I mean,
down
they
on
won't,
that.
but boy, if they did.
But if
World,
they did,
World
I'd
of
buy
Diablo.
it.
Mm-hmm.
I would do that. Or do you mean just like, yeah, you said Warcraft universe, but Diablo style gameplay? That's what you're saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, I would be down with
Well,
that.
but in Diablo worlds,
Yeah.
Diablo lands.
Diablo lands. Yeah, give me that.
Well, we'll see. BlizzCon's coming up, so in the fall we'll find out if there's. I'm hoping they do announce new DLC. I think the time is right. And Druid sounds awesome. You changing into stuff? Is that the deal? You run around
Yeah,
with
he had
animals at your
like
side and stuff?
elemental. There's an elemental skill tree, and then he could change into a bear or a werewolf.
Yep, that sounds real cool.
Yep.
Get
With how
down
many
with that.
necromancers I've seen play this game already, like all the different rifts and parties I've joined, I'm sure it's sold very well.
Yeah.
There's a shit ton of necromancers out there. Everyone has a necromancer.
Well, they said for the longest time it was the most requested thing, and everyone wanted them to bring the Necro in, and I could see why. It's very, very cool. I like mine a lot.
Yeah, I could see a druid selling as well.
Mm-hmm.
I'd be down for that. Well, Kat, how about, we haven't heard from you in a while. This is your first week back. What's going on in Stardew Valley?
I've played another game on the PS4, and I have completely decided I am not befriending everybody this time. I'm fishing, I'm mining, and I'm upgrading my buildings. And I'm doing a lot of farming.
Right, you're not trying to check stuff off of boxes,
No.
like off a list anymore. You're just doing whatever you want to do.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah.
trying to become friends with everybody is a chore. So,
Testify.
yeah.
What about in the game?
What's that?
He said,
about
what
it?
about in the game? Oh,
Yeah.
well, real quick, Rob in the chat has a correction. Diablo is currently $5 without the Necromancer, so get on that if you don't have
Get
it.
on
That's a good deal. All right, sorry. Stardew Valley, continue. I'm sorry.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to when we can get it on the Switch too, so we can buy it on yet another platform. Because
I'll buy
this
it a
game
fourth time.
is just
Yep.
amazing, and it's very stress-free. I know you didn't feel that way with it, Luke, but for me, it's like it's relaxing, so relaxing.
Nothing
I get to
bad
farm,
happens.
or not
multiplayer.
farm.
Yeah, nothing
I
bad happens
find
if you don't
fine.
keep up with something. Really, like
Mm-hmm.
Well, and if you don't take care of your stuff, it goes bad, but it's not the end of the world. Like, there's no bad guys to fight unless you want to go down to the mines and fight the bad guys, but you don't have to.
right.
You could sit and farm for years and not talk to anybody else.
Got a little
You
sleeping
really
cat up there. That's pretty good.
Mhm. Yeah, I like you can start with either a dog or a cat, and I tend to pick a cat because I like cats.
You can find the optimal layout for your crops
Oh,
set up sprinklers, automate the whole thing,
It's awesome.
just rake in the cash.
So you don't have to water anything, and
Yeah.
Selling
you
onions
plant.
for days.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
I'm
making
terrible at that stuff.
Are you?
Yeah.
I'm making a lot of money now that I
I-
have I don't know, what would you call it? Kind of the formula down of how to
Yeah.
make a lot of money.
Yeah, like I had a similar setup to what you've got going on there with like
Mhm.
my crop layout early game, and I don't know, I never never really got the hang of rhythm for watering my crops. I never upgraded
Eventually,
the
like you
irrigation
can
and
craft
stuff.
sprinklers that'll water like all 8 squares around them,
Mhm.
so you can just get the sprinklers set up right and never have to water again.
I tend to be very organized with it too, because I have my separate chests for all my mining stuff and my building mats, and then I have one that has all my food stuff in it, and one that has all my community center stuff, and I'm kind of crazy that way. And I need to take video of what my farm looks like now, because it's very different.
Yeah, it's cool. I know that one of the big draws for me while I was playing it was like the museum, and there was like this kind of mysterious
The community center.
community center, yeah. Where
Yeah.
you were like building sets of things and having to collect
Yes.
certain things. That was
Yeah.
something that I kind of dabbled in and didn't.
Mhm.
I didn't get as far as
Never
I wanted
completed
to.
it.
But that's something where like, if I had this on my Switch, I could see picking that up and just putting a little bit of time into it, a couple
Yes.
hours here, 20 minutes
Yeah.
here, whatever, to try to like actually make some progress on it. That'd be cool.
Yeah, I can't wait for it to come out on the Switch. He has it most of the time, but I could actually sit in bed and not have it like close up, because sometimes far away on the TV, text is hard to read.
Mm-hmm.
But I know the game enough that I'm not worried about it. It's
I know
fun.
once we bring up the Switch, it can easily devolve into either just crapping all over Nintendo or saying the same things over again. But one of the things I've noticed is like you can find more times for games with that console around. Like
Mhm.
there's so many times where I would think about picking up Stardew Valley or any of the other 100 or more games in my Steam library, and the thought of like, okay, well, I have to have time to go sit down, be away from everything, have all my other stuff sorted, and then sit down and put myself into a game. And I don't have time for that, so I just don't do it. Whereas with the Switch, I just grab it, turn it on. If I can play for 5 or 10 minutes and then something comes up, cool, I just lock it and set it down wherever and pick it up when I can again. And
Yeah. I
That
would like
is-
to be able to sit on the couch and watch the kids play games while I'm playing it.
right, yeah, on your own little thing, and
Yes.
it's awesome. It's awesome for that. So, yep, just keep pumping games at me, Nintendo, please.
He's so mean. Alex is so mean.
Yeah, Stardew Valley coming soon again, and probably
Again.
going to be more expensive because Switch. There we
Switch
go.
tax.
There's my Switch. There's our Nintendo dig.
It's worth it. Take my money.
Brian,
Yeah, man.
keeping the like lighthearted, fun, pretty theme going here. What's up with Yonder?
What's up with Yonder is it's a super family friendly, no combat, open world crafting kind of game. It
Aw.
looks a lot like Breath of the Wild.
If
Like
you
the world,
if you
like the
cover
graphics
up,
look very similar.
if you cover up the people and all the UI elements, yes, correct.
The people look terrible.
The people look
Uh,
absolutely terrible.
Yep, they look like they are Nintendo Wii avatars. Like they
My
just
God,
they look
do,
bad.
You're
but,
right.
but the world is just gorgeous, and
The square animals. It's so cute.
I'm very engaged with it. Like
That's good.
it's pretty much all crafting, and you get quests to go out and gather 4 of these kind of fish and 6 of these kind of plants, and we'll teach you how to build this other thing. And I'm surprised I haven't burned out on that, but it's fun like just running around this world. It's really peaceful and relaxing. And my main problem with the game is something Kat alluded to, which is in our bedroom where the PS4 is, we've got a 32-inch TV, and across the room,
All
like you can see in the top right corner, it's got your quest lists.
Yeah.
and I can't read any of that.
I can barely read it, and I'm a foot from it.
So I've got to play this at my computer using the Remote Play app. Otherwise, like, it's just not usable.
Gotcha. That was so. I watched. I think it was a Giant Bomb Quick Look or something. And like, if I just cover up the little dude running, the game looks beautiful and really cool. But for some reason, like the way the people look, and all the little like emoticon pop-up things that happen around them, and like the user interface and the inventory and stuff,
that just yanks you out of it.
That all makes me want to gouge my eyes out. I actively hate it. So that is a real bummer because the rest of the game looks really neat to me. But yeah, I don't know. It's real. I don't know why I like recoiled at that so hard, but I did.
I don't love it, but I'm not really bothered by it either.
The premise seems cool though. Like there's little areas it looks like that are covered in some kind of blight or fog or something. And
there's just little like sprites you have to find, and you get enough sprites to clear the shit out of different areas.
It's cool. It opens up new, I'm guessing like new resources and things like that to collect. And
and I have a farm, so like you can plant, like trees and crops at your farm and get animals. And
can you build a house?
That's kind of neat.
Can you have a base?
Not yet that I've seen, but it's entirely possible. And like the crafting's got different professions. Like you have to learn like food crafting from a chef, and there's like a leather worker, and
that's cool.
Like a stonemason and all that stuff. So there's a lot there.
There's a good chance you'll be able to build a house, build a base, Luke.
It seems reasonable.
That's cool, man. What does Yonder Set You Back? Is this like an indie title? Is this like
$20?
Yeah, that's not bad. Is it PC and PS4, or is this a PS4 exclusive?
No, it's on PC as well. I think it's PC and PS4 both.
That's cool. Yeah, I got like an almost Lego vibe too, like in some parts from some of the ways the people and stuff look. Like almost had that kind of like Lego sort of look to it.
Does they all look like plastic?
Yeah, I don't. Yeah. It's fine. Everything else looks great. Just the people and stuff are
I don't like that. They look like toys. I don't like the way the people look at all. But
they're little puppets.
That's all right.
Yeah, it's
definitely not for everybody. It's just a laid back, combat free experience.
You can play that around the kids. The kids can play it. It's not. No one's having to get KILL'd. Oh yeah, that's cool. Good stuff. I think the only other game we got is another Brian game. It is Children of Zodiarcs, and you talked about that last week. That's the one that's kind of a Final Fantasy Tactics style thing.
Yes.
Did I grab the right one? Yeah, that should be it.
Probably. Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like the new one.
Yes, you did.
Is this the one that's like Final Fantasy Tactics like?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. I'm still digging it. Still into it. Pretty heavy this week. It's Final Fantasy Tactics with deck building and dice rolling, and
you're all about that crap.
I'm all about that. I got a robot.
Oh.
Got a giant robot in my party now, and
he looks like he's got like a Rick and Morty portal around him or something.
Sure.
That's what it looks like, doesn't it? Maybe my eyes are. Maybe I have shitty eyes. Maybe I don't know.
Yeah, like every part of this game is inspired by Tactics, though. Like even the story's got ancient relics that you're unearthing, and there's class conflicts between the nobles and the poor people, and it's
all there.
It's real good. It's all there.
It's not shying away from its influences at all.
No, it doesn't seem to be. No, I'm comfortable with that. They haven't made a true successor to that.
Okay,
which is a shame.
What's he got on his back? It's like some digital portal looking thing.
I'm
not crazy.
You're crazy.
You may be.
It's an electric.
It's a disc of some kind.
A disc.
Shield?
There you go. A disc. A shield. There you go. That's what I'm talking about. Just looks like a portal to me. That's all.
It looks nothing like a portal.
All right. Whatever. These
and the big
these
robot.
ghost knights are cool.
Yeah, yeah. The big robot's got like different modes that he can be in. He can be like overcharged, where he's doing extra attack damage, or he can be in like guardian mode, where different abilities on various cards will trigger based on what mode he's in. It's got some neat stuff going on.
I dig the whole art style of it. It reminds me of like a more anime cartoony Guild Wars 2 art. Everything's got that kind of quick draw painted or almost like Bastion too, like a 3D version of Bastion.
Yeah, there you go.
It has that kind of look and feel to it. I dig that.
Yeah, they made a new game. Just came out this week.
I
Pyre.
almost bought it. I came real close to buying it. Or not, no, sorry, not that one. Yeah,
Sundered?
Pyre. Sundered, that's the one I was thinking of from not Supergiant. Who's that from?
The people who did Jotun.
Yeah.
Can't remember the name, but that one's high on my wish list. That's going to be mine sooner or later.
Sundered, yeah, that's the one.
There's a quick look out, and it looks really good. But it's a Metroidvania, so
Yeah.
it's my jam.
Yeah, Pyre sounded really weird. Like they
It's
described it as
mostly
like
story, from what I understand. It's
story-based
like
sports game.
80% story and then 20% like space basketball.
Yeah. Right, because that makes sense.
It's a good ratio.
Yeah. But yeah, Sundered sounds real cool. It sounds like kind of almost a roguelike, like has parts of Rogue Legacy, parts of a Metroidvania, but also not.
They said that you make money in the game and then you spend it on upgrades when you die, but it's not a roguelike in the sense of, like you just run and then start over and then run again and start over.
Yeah, I was hearing that
I think
was
you keep your levels and your XP, just like video games used to be. Remember when video games used to be that way?
Yeah, and then but they still kind of like shuffle up the rooms and stuff when you revisit. You revisit the same areas, but they get kind of
they're not laid out exactly the same. Yeah.
Yeah. Kind of cool. Luke, you'd probably dig it, or maybe not.
Who knows?
How are the
Don't
graphics?
Don't.
The graphics seem really cool, actually. It has that same kind of hand painted, hand drawn kind of animation style. So, yeah, cool. Well, I think that's gonna do it for what we've been playing. We got some news. Let's get into some news. Let's start with this one. Mighty No. 9 physical editions finally shipped, and they're disappointing too. That's a great title there.
Yep.
So, yeah, Mighty No. 9 had a pretty troubled release. If I remember the story correctly, it's basically the guy who created Mega Man decided, like, well, I should create Mega Man again and sell that to people, and it'll be great. It'll be just like Mega Man, only better. And it wasn't. And
Wasn't there a huge Kickstarter behind it?
Yep.
Yup. So,
All the hype.
yeah. I'll let you take this one, Brian. You got this.
Yeah, I haven't played it. I've been instructed not to. But the Kickstarter, some of the higher tier backers were supposed to get a cardboard NES-looking box with a printed out instruction manual, just like the olden days. And it turns out when they finally got them this past week, the manual's too big to fit in the box.
No.
like it fits if the box is all folded up flat, but when you make the box into a box, the manual it ain't fit good.
Somewhere we lost box manual art, like the art of combining these things, and it's there's gonna be like some old artisan who's like, hand makes all the boxes still and knows all the dimensions. We're gonna have to like, send people on journeys out to learn the way.
Lost art.
Yeah, that's real funny.
just a sad exclamation point.
Yeah.
That story.
The manual is too big to fit inside. It's better than nothing. # Mighty No. 9. That's a good tweet. That's a real good tweet. Luke, you played the one that he's in, right? The mighty guy, number 9
Mighty
guy.
Gunvolt Burst
Yeah, just
Niner.
title vomit
Yeah.
the game.
Yeah.
Yeah, he seems pretty cool in there, right? Like,
Yeah, that's a good game. Yeah, they did fine.
it's a game that isn't bad.
Sounds like a 7 for you, Luke. Just it's adequate.
Yeah, it's a
Meets
decent game.
expectations. You're
But
you're
not
damning it
what
with
I
faint
want.
praise. Yeah.
Yeah, that's better than
It's better than nothing.
Yeah,
It's better
It's a
than Mighty
theme.
Number 9.
it's a theme.
If we're grading Switch titles on a curve, it's pretty good. Right?
There's not a whole lot to compare them to, so. Let's switch over to something I know a little bit more about. Twitch and Blizzard have partnered on up, and Heroes of the Storm's getting a little bit of unique content on Twitch. So, the way this is going to work, and try to stick with me and not stick a screwdriver in your ears
No.
out of
Want
the
this?
complexity of this. But
Why are you taking this
basically,
time?
on Twitch, you'll be able to purchase bits, which are a thing that already exists, and then you'll be able to spend those bits to cheer for the team that you want to win in the Heroes Global Championship tournament. And you'll see a little indicator on the screen that will move, towards the team that's winning. And doing so will unlock in-game rewards in Heroes of the Storm. And the way it'll work is like, as a community, you unlock different tiers of things. So there might be a mount that requires people to cheer X amount of times, and then if they complete that, the next one might be a banner or what have you. So yeah, what do you guys think about that? Oh, and I'm sorry, a portion of the bits that are spent on cheers go to the teams that are playing in the HGC.
What's the other portion go to?
Blizzard.
I'm fine with that
and
part
Twitch.
of it.
And Twitch.
You know, paying money and cheering your team and giving them some of the proceeds. That's cool. I don't like in-game rewards being tied to this. Like, I hope it's all just, like team logos and banners and shit that I don't care about. Because if it's anything I want that's tied to this, that sucks. Like, just let me buy the thing I want. I don't want to buy bits and go on Twitch and, God help me, hopefully not wade into Twitch chat.
Right? He said
Rob.
while looking at Twitch chat. No, I hear you. It's on the one hand, it gives you a way to engage with that isn't like super ridiculous memes and emoticons. Although you will unlock those by using your bits to cheer in this format. So there will be that. But no, I hear what you're saying.
Get some sweet sprays out of it. That's all I'm looking for.
Right, yeah. Give me those
some
portraits.
voice lines.
Some voice
Yeah.
lines. No, there are going to be mounts though, and that's my cocaine, if you will. Mounts and skins. If there's that stuff tied into there, I might be cheering a little bit for, help the cause along. But yeah, hopefully there's like some participation trophies to be had there. You know what I mean? Like, throw one bit in there, and now if the whole community unlocks the mount, you get it too. That would be kind of nice. Have the other stuff be tied to like the super diehard MVP Black fans or the super diehard, Fnatic fans or whatever team it might be. So,
I'm curious how well this is going to go over.
what do you think of this, Luke?
No comment.
None? You got nothing on it? You can tear it apart if you want.
It's all right, Luke.
I don't think it's a bad idea. I just don't see it being a good idea.
Here's the thing, like, Dota has already solved this. They've already provided a extremely lucrative version of this. And I don't know, I mean, Dota 2 has a much bigger player base and viewer base than Heroes of the Storm or any of the other Blizzard games do, but it still just seems like selling something like their compendiums or whatever they call them now. I think they call them like a battle pass or something. That just seems like a better way to do this. I don't know. it'll be interesting. I'll watch and see what it does, but that's one of the biggest problems with Heroes Esports right now is that most of the teams don't stay teams very long. They show up and they compete for a season, and then if they don't, sweep the thing, their sponsors get dropped and the teams end up breaking up and they get spread out to a new team. So the challenge is getting these guys in here and developing storylines and getting players that stick with the team and getting somebody you can root for and spend your bits on.
When players change teams so often and the teams aren't based on any like physical like location,
right?
Like there's no geography involved. I don't have a home team.
Right, I'm not cheering for the Detroit Devils. The Detroit Devils.
Failed it.
Yeah, no, I hear you. And like the tough part too is, so I remember the first time that I was into Heroes and watched the first BlizzCon tournament was when Cloud9 just went in there and did this crazy murky comp and just blew everyone's mind, and we were all at Luke's house and it was really fun and that was a good time. And those players all ended up kind of spreading out and reforming. Cloud9 went away. They don't do Heroes anymore, and I don't know. It's a short-lived thing, so hopefully this can help breathe some life into it and help it out. Nintendo Switch sales near 5 million in the first 4 months of it being on the market. So, I think I read some number that they're already close to doing over a third of the Wii U sales in the first 4 months that this thing has been around, which is not a surprise, really. But when you just think of just the sheer numbers, though, how much more successful it already is, that's pretty impressive. And it is hard to tell with that level of success if this is really, if it really is Nintendo on purpose making this thing scarce, or if they really just were not prepared for it to be that successful after how lukewarm the Wii U's reception was.
I think they've always been allergic to like having stock left sitting in a warehouse or sitting on shelves. I think they absolutely don't want, extra hardware laying around.
Right.
They want money tied up and stuff. I think that's a big part of it.
Yeah, I think so too. And I think they're probably leaning more on the side of it's not just hard to get. It's downright, it's almost impossible. There are so many people that want to buy that console and cannot right now. And that makes me think it's not just them, trying to hold on to them. It's they really are having trouble keeping up with manufacturing demand at this point.
Didn't they have to open up a whole new factory?
I don't know. I didn't hear that. If they did, that's a good idea.
That was a month or two ago. They had to open up a whole new factory to help meet demand.
I don't know who their manufacturers are between like the Switch and the DS and the Super Nintendo Classic. Like, I don't know if they use the same manufacturers for all of them, and they have to kind of divvy up.
Right, they only have so much.
I don't have any insight to that.
I think they did announce. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
So I know at one point they were even flying them over in cargo planes as opposed to shipping them, just to get more
Put
units
them on a pallet
across
and strap them down.
Which is a lot more expensive to fly something over than to fold it over.
Mm-hmm. Don't we know it? It's to the point where like now when people have these like flash sales where it's like, oh, we got these bundles and it's Zelda and a Switch for $360, like those are selling out too. Those are going instantly. It's not, none of this stuff is sticking around. So
I hear good things about Splatoon 2. It's a shame it's not my kind of game at all, but I hear that's really good.
I think if you liked the first Splatoon, then yeah, it's a no-brainer. It's more of that. Yeah, I'm gonna take this opportunity to not poop on Nintendo for once and just it's not my thing, and I'm sure it's great.
I like the stuff I saw at E3. I just want to get it in my hands now.
Need it to actually show up. That's all. I'm still waiting on Hollow Knight. I'm still waiting on probably Skyrim, Stardew Valley. Yeah.
Yeah. Yoshi, Kirby, even the godforsaken Rabbids game.
I'm so glad someone's gonna play that. You'll have to come over to my house. You can use the capture card, so you can get some gameplay of that. And I want to see it happen. So
there we go. We'll cast it live.
Yeah, there you go. Works.
Questlog cast it. Tyler's house.
There you go.
Playing Rabbids.
This one I'm gonna throw to Luke. Grand Theft Auto 6 might be official. Might be leaked. Not official, but there's a leak. Did you see this yet?
I heard something about it. What leak is this?
So this is a motion capture actor has listed Red Dead Redemption 2 and Grand Theft Auto 6 on his resume.
This, I believe, was debunked.
Shit. Okay. This was posted 2 days ago, so it could be true. Could be fake. So far, he's removed the picture from Instagram. And has a bunch of other acting motion caption credits on there, but yeah. I don't know.
Wasn't this how Fallout 4 got leaked as well? One of the voice actors
there's
put
been
it up.
several games, yeah. The sequel to Shadow of Mordor got leaked this way by a voice actor. Yeah, I think it's funny because that's one of the things that video game companies try to do is not tell people what they're working on, and that's one of the things that the Voice Actors Guild has been like, picketing for, and what sort of like protesting and going on strike for is like, no, we want to know what's going on, and I think this is an example of why they want to have some control over that, because that guy definitely signed an NDA and definitely, is breaking it right now, and they can't do anything about that. So.
Well, he broke the NDA, so yes, they can do something about that.
They could sue this one guy into oblivion, but
You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, though.
Right. Yeah, it's out there. It hit the internet. It's on a million blogs. So I feel
it's
like
probably just me, but like it's just a who cares thing personally. It's like, oh, that game's somewhere in development. Okay,
sure.
I'll file that in my no shit drawer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Rockstar's making Grand Theft Auto 6. What? No one saw that coming.
They were done.
The only time I think that matters is that is the kind of stuff that their marketing teams and their PR people and their certainly the people who are presenting to investors and stuff all use as tools. Like they need that stuff to hit certain times to get people hyped up, to get stock prices up, to do whatever. And
they're not ready to talk about it yet.
That's a whole environment, that's a whole ecosystem, a whole pipeline that is carefully curated. And one motion capture guy putting a thing on his LinkedIn can ruin it. So
seems like things would be easier for a lot of people if it wasn't.
Right.
If it was just like, hey, Elder Scrolls 6 is in development. It'll be 3 to 7 years. So.
And a lot of companies do that now. They're like, yeah, sure, yep, it's a thing. It's just
rather than ask, X hundred or X thousands of people to keep hush hush about it.
Sure.
So yeah, I'm reading here that the profile and everything was fake.
Oh, well,
and this guy came out and said, "This isn't my page account or resume. I don't know about this at all. This isn't me."
Okay, but in the same breath, they're gonna make a Grand Theft Auto 6.
Well, yeah.
Right? Like that's kind of I think Brian's point.
Heard it here first, folks.
Nobody is surprised by that, and nobody is.
Did we just leak GTA 6?
Yeah, totes, guys.
Sponsor us, Rockstar.
But don't sue us.
Definitely sue us, and just don't do any kind of copyright takedown stuff. Shit's lame. I think that's all I got for news, unless I forgot something, which is entirely possible.
Metroid Amiibos?
Oh, Metroid Amiibos. What's up with Metroid Amiibos? Sorry.
There are, I think 4 Amiibos. They're going to be for the new Metroid Prime game that'll unlock some of the usual stuff like an extra energy tank and that sort of thing, and that's fine. But there's also going to be an
Samus
extra
Returns.
difficulty setting. Oh, is it the
It's for the
DS one?
The DS one, yeah.
Like there's an extra difficulty setting they're going to lock away behind an amiibo.
Oh, damn it!
That's
Really?
that's starting to cross that line where it's just like, oh, these are parts of the game that we
Yeah.
have to buy a toy to get into now.
Reading through a lot of this, I was like, now you're paying for extra energy tanks, another difficulty level, stuff that is either
think
going
there's
to
like
be make the game easier or lock out part of the game if you don't buy it.
I think there's a radar that shows you where the Metroid are,
Yes.
which, yeah, this is starting to get icky.
Yep, and this is a thing that people were staunchly against with the Zelda DLC, like saying, "Hey, locking away this whole difficulty mode is a thing that, you know,
You're right.
that's not
If it's
DLC,
just cosmetics,
that's
it's one thing, but
right." Yeah, if it's cosmetics or if it's a bunch of new content, that's one thing, but you know, the first DLC pack was not a whole lot of new content. It was basically just skins and stuff. You know, new outfits to collect and then a harder difficulty mode, and that is kind of a steep, you know, it's $20, but I don't know. It's and this gets into the territory of like, well, if this is actual DLC and it just also happens to include a plastic figurine to stick on your shelf,
right, and I
then
can't just
that's okay.
sit home in my underwear and pay $5 to download it. I've got to go and find or order it from Amazon.
That's
or,
the other part, is finding these fucking things is impossible because Nintendo doesn't make enough of them, and, and that's a whole other part of the equation. Yep, there's one amiibo that I want to add to my collection, and it's a GameStop exclusive version of Link, and you can't get it anywhere because it's all sold out.
What does it unlock in the game?
The same exact thing that the Smash Brothers amiibo unlocks that is impossible to find, which is the Twilight armor. You know, Link's like classic green hat and an outfit from Twilight Princess, and also unlocks his horse Epona. And there's no other way to get that in the game. So, yeah.
Could you, in theory, if you got this amiibo and unlocked this armor and
Yes.
everything, could you dye it yellow after?
I don't believe you can. I don't think so. No. I'm so sorry.
That's your game of the year, everybody.
There you go. Can't even dye that shit yellow.
No, well, I
But
get it.
Yeah, this is starting to be offensive.
It's getting ridiculous.
It's only unlocked using Amiibo. Yeah, this just tells me that I really need to buy one of those little Amiibo emulator devices that just has all of the Amiibos on them. And what I mean is I need to back up my collection of Amiibos so that I
Right.
don't lose them in case of a fire. I have them backed up. That's what I meant to say.
Yeah.
Here's
totally-
your weekly Nintendo, please.
Yep, once again. There you go. Hashtag WTF Nintendo.
We've got to find music and make this a weekly segment
Yes,
because
I-
it's been a
you
weekly
know what?
segment.
I'm
Long
gonna
time.
make that a stretch goal here. There you go.
Some
about 4 months
sad
now.
Mario music.
Oh, here we go. We got one more. What WTF Nintendo? So Walmart decided to open up pre-orders for the SNES Classic Edition.
Did they decide to?
Somebody did. Somebody at Walmart pushed that button. Yeah.
There was a shitstorm for about an hour. Where everyone's like, "Oh my God, it's now! Go,
Pre-orders
go!
alive,
Walmart's got
yeah.
a pre-order now."
God, some poor bastard was like, "What did you say to put the website, put it up live now?" Oh, okay, sweet. It hit the button, and like I imagine like a blackout, like SEAL Team 6 came in and kicked the doors down, and it's all like
Right, cut the power to
people
the bill.
wearing like Mario hats with the stupid eyes, but it's all black. They've got guns on them. Like, take it the fuck down right now. That's how I want to believe that this happened.
All those pre-orders got canceled.
Every last one of them.
Wow.
Yep. So sorry everybody, but hey, at least we didn't charge you anything, and also it's Walmart, so the end message is go fuck yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. They don't care.
You're right. I'm not shopping there. Well, wasn't gonna anyway.
Right. Well, you just lost my business, and it doesn't matter anyway. So yeah, there you go. There's your weekly Nintendo Classic thing update, and yeah, that's that. Oh, I have a positive thing to say about Nintendo.
That's a different segment.
Yeah, this is the upbeat music part. I dug out my GameCube and hooked it up. I actually, my dad was moving and he was getting rid of an old tube TV, which is actually the one that I had in my room when I was a kid growing up. And so I got that back and hooked it up down in my basement, and I have a GameCube with like a decent amount of games hooked up to my old tube TV, and it's pretty rad. I've got Super Smash Bros. Melee, I've got Wind Waker and Twilight Princess, Soul Calibur 2, I've got the Zelda Anniversary Collector's Edition disc that had like Zelda 1 and 2 and Ocarina and Majora's Mask on it. I'm forgetting.
You have a Wavebird?
I don't have a Wavebird. I have a Mad Catz controller though, you guys. It's a Mad Catz, so it's horrible.
That Wavebird real good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to get rid of a Wavebird?
First wireless controller, and it was awesome.
I remember like being too poor to have a Wavebird and being like, that's stupid. Why would you need a wireless controller? The batteries are just gonna die. And being very wrong about that once I finally got a wireless controller and realizing how awesome it was. So, but yeah, I played Smash Brothers last night after I got it all set up and went through that, and I'm very rusty and bad at it. And then my daughter and I played Wind Waker for a bit today. She's 4 and she was really digging it. It was pretty fun to watch.
She might appreciate Chibi Robo.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's real cute. It's a good game.
Yeah. That might be a winner. I might have to make a trip. Make a visit. Yeah, she was cracking me up because she was just like, the game starts off like so innocent. You just wake up in a lookout tower on this cute little island, and your sister comes up and it's your birthday, and gives you her telescope. Spoilers for Wind Waker, everybody. Like, sorry ahead of time. And she was just having fun running around the little town, like the little village, and going into people's houses, and like she's really bad with an analog stick. She doesn't know what she's doing, so like getting to a door and pressing A was a big accomplishment. And she would look over at me when she did it with this big smile on her face. It was a really cool thing to do with her. So I don't know. I'm hoping that we'll keep playing GameCube games together now that I've got that all set up. So yeah, that's pretty much it. You guys got anything else you want to talk about this week?
Nope.
Yeah, I think that'll do it.
All right. Well, I'm gonna stay up too late playing Diablo tonight, and you guys should join me. And yeah, that's gonna pretty much do it. So big thanks to anyone who stopped by on twitch.tv/questlogcast to check this out. You can also find our show on iTunes, Stitcher, SoundCloud, Google Play Music, wherever you get your podcasts. You know, you can find us on there. We're legit. You can mail the show. You can send us an electronic mail, and we'll read it and check it out and tell you how awesome you are. You can do that if you send an email to mail@questlogcast.com. Follow us on Twitter @questlogcast. And, yeah. Just check out the website. Brian does awesome show notes every single week at questlogcast.com. You should check it out. It's real good. That's all I got. So have a good night, everybody.
Good night.
See you
next week.
See you in the burning house.
If I'm not paddleboarding.
That too. Adios.